Welcome to Pardon the Penetration. I'm Jay.
And I'm T. We're getting into today.
How are you doing, Trent?
I'm doing all right. It's my week is going all right. How's yours doing?
It's going pretty good. Thank you for asking.
I know. Hey, I did my weekly check on you last week too. So we're building.
Okay, Trent is two
for two.
2 for 2 so far. We really appreciate it. Totes my goats.
Don't ever say toast my goes around me. Like I will leave you wherever you are at. I'll leave whatever setting we're in if you say toast my goats out in public.
Okay. So since I can't say totes my goats,
No.
what is that movie called with Lakeith Stanfield?
Sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother you.
Okay.
Don't recommend that movie to anybody.
So why did we bring it up?
Because we're talking about code switching.
Oh, okay.
That's what we're talking about this week. Code switching. So as you can see, I gave you my nice voice, the nice Jay. How you doing?
Never get that.
How
voice.
you living, bro?
That's when I get.
Dang, you
That's
just
the
gonna
voice I
say.
get. That's the voice. There's the real Jay. Welcome back.
How you living, bro?
Man, it's all right. Studying for the certification kind of got me a little bit stressed out, but I'm making it through.
You can do it. Definitely gonna thug it through. I know. I've been there.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of switched. Like it's the same way with you going to school, and I'm like, yeah, been there. Then now I'm saying for the certification, you're like, yep, been there.
Since you are studying for the certification, I can tell you what I did when I was studying for the Security Plus. I literally just read that book front to back, and then I hopped on YouTube for Professor Messer.
Yeah,
his
good.
videos are legit.
Yeah.
They are on point. I think he top one because I don't know any other.
Not two. He's top three. Not two. And
you
not
know
three?
any other places that's really doing what he doing?
No, not for free though.
Not for free. I mean, technically, it's free for us, but if you look at them views,
he's getting paid. Yeah.
Yep, but his videos are definitely quality, solid. They're short. They're to the point.
Yeah.
And he also does a study group.
Oh.
So yeah, but one thing I will say: the first time I took my Security Plus, I failed it by 5 points. I cried. You hear me? I cried. I took it exactly a week later, and I passed.
That's what's up. I'm proud of you. Look at you.
So, just know it is hard, but I'm here for you, bro. On top, I'm studying for my own certification too.
Okay.
But you gonna make it through.
All right, we got this.
Definitely.
I can't wait to announce it that I passed.
I'll be here. We gonna turn up. It's gonna be everything. We're going to party and celebrate.
Oh wow! On the show?
No.
Okay,
in real life.
Okay,
in real life.
I had to say I don't think they're ready for all that.
No, definitely not.
No.
As we're talking about code switching, we technically kind of code switch for this.
Yeah, we do.
Let little pieces of ourselves out sometimes.
So, do you want to let them know what code switching is?
What is code switching?
Code switching is the process of shifting from one's linguistic code, a language or dialect, to another depending on a social context or conversational setting. You find yourself code switching?
That's legit. Yeah. I can see it. Yes, and unfortunately, I do. So when us beautiful people have to code switch, it's really for survival.
It is.
Versus when other groups code switch, it's really just to fit in, being like a social norm. Like, yeah, for us, it's kind of like, hey, bro, y'all hiring?
Versus,
I'd like to know what job availabilities that you guys have available. Like two different things.
Right.
Like
they'll take it two different ways.
Nobody gonna hire me if I say y'all hiring.
Right.
Like, if I really came at you, like, how I really want to come at you. So it's like, why do you want this job? I need a job.
Something. Money.
Please. Coins. This would just be a really amazing opportunity. But, yeah, that's really what it feels like. And code switching is exhausting.
It is.
It is exhausting. Imagine spending all day just like, yeah, how's it going?
Right.
Dude, totally. Yeah, I'm down. Like, taking it too far now.
Right.
Because I don't speak like that. But, not being able to genuinely be you. Like,
talk how you want to, put a little slang on it, cut a couple words off the end.
I will tell you, I in the office, office setting, we're having a conversation. I'm pretty sure they were talking about families or something.
Okay.
And I made the comment saying, I don't want any jits.
They were okay.
Insert cricket sound here. Yes. So they're like jit. Like they were so confused.
They didn't know what that word meant?
No.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, how do you translate? Does the rest of the world use jits, or is that a South Florida thing?
I think it's a South Florida thing.
I think it's a South Florida thing, but basically jit, I want to say Urban Dictionary says, it's a derivative of jitterbug, talking about, a small child.
Right.
So when I said I ain't want no jits, I do not want any kids. I don't have the desire to have kids.
Right. I understood you perfectly, but some people, you just, like I was talking about, getting ready to do public sub. I was talking about, they're on sale this week or whatever. And yeah, so I was telling them, I finally had a chicken tender sub. Do not judge me. But I finally had to.
Things is fine.
Yeah, so I was like, man, I had chicken tender sub. I smashed it. And then they were like, what do you mean by smashing? I was like, I ate it. Like I devoured my chicken tender sub. Like I don't know what. And that happened today. Actually happened today.
It's just like that. Real life scenarios. Right. So in my research, trying to prepare for this episode, just, researching code switching and what it feels like, I randomly saw a tweet. Somebody asked the same exact question today, even though this was already planned.
Right.
But I didn't realize other people code switch too.
They do.
So it's really people in business. So managers, they tend to code switch. They want to still relate to their employees, but still
be able to talk, be
with
able to
authority.
relate to, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then other people, when it comes to their sexuality,
wow,
they might not be taken as serious, especially if they're a man, if they're a gay man, they might not be taken as seriously if they come off too flamboyant or too feminine.
Got it.
So I was like, that's really tough when we spend most of our time just being something we are truly not.
Right.
And this has become such a norm. Like, at the end of the day, if I talk to you like how I really talk, how I really want to talk, you would not hire me.
No, not at all.
You would not think I have the intelligence I have, the education that I have. Just off of just, me choosing to use a different vernacular.
Right.
And a lot of it is like you don't realize that you're doing it. Because when I get around, other Jamaicans, people ask me, well, you say you're Jamaican, but you ain't got no accent.
Yeah, I've never heard you speak with accent.
I spent 2 years when I first migrated to the United States in speech therapy.
Oh, wow.
So speech therapy is something close to ESOL, but they did everything in their power to make sure I spoke just like, an American. Mind you, Jamaica, English is our first language. Right. We have no problem speaking English. We can all speak English. It just comes with the accent.
They want to break that accent.
Pretty much.
Got it.
So for the most part, like I was groomed, I was trained, I was forced to, speak properly.
Right.
But I realized, like, if I go back home, if I go back to the crib, if I move my peoples, like, if I'm going back to my house,
okay,
I'm with my family, I will I'll have an accent. I'll speak the vernacular.
You're more comfortable in patois.
Yeah, because it's like I'm assimilating back to my peoples.
Right.
Or back to my family. So even say, my peoples, going to the crib, like,
you're like, what are you?
What is that crib? Like, baby, you think of that? It's just like,
right.
But South Florida is kind of a really whole different world, so that really don't even count.
Completely different. But no, I completely agree with you. I felt like I was code switching all my life, actually, because I grew up. I went to school, predominantly white school, for elementary school, middle school, and high school. So I'm around, I'm a minority, a real minority there. And around there, I'm talking a different way with them. But then when I go, to church, I'm going to, a Baptist church where everyone looks like me. So now when I talk, it's like, well, are you talking proper? Are you talking slang? So then it's like having to know who to say what with, like what words. Like I had to pick up on which words or which slang on both sides were fitting for the conversation. Yeah. And I didn't realize like I did that a lot.
And it's weird, when you really do get around, your own people that look like you. It's like they ask you, well, you speak so proper. Why do you talk like that? Like, right. Why is that seen as an issue?
I don't know. Like, it's like, why are you feel like you're better? Like, some people like, well, you feel like it's like a survival. It's a survival. It goes back to the survival thing that we're talking about. So now you're looking at it, and it's right this back to like animals. They're gonna when another animal's acting different or doing something that makes it seem like it could be at the top of the food chain or better, they're gonna feel threatened by it. So they're like, well, why are you speaking like this? Do you feel like you're better than us? Do you feel like you're smarter than us?
And that's the thing. Why do we associate? Well, I guess it's because, if you speak properly, you most likely had access to better education,
right.
stuff like that. But if you think about it, even, getting pulled over, you don't want to come off as like the person from the hood.
Yeah.
You change that trap music to classical music.
Right.
Like,
that happened to me once. That literally happened to me. I got pulled over at USF. I was riding around with some of my friends. I was a freshman. They were in high school. I was kind of like, mentoring them. Their parents were like, oh yeah, it's a young black male going to college, wanted to be a good influence. So went back to my dorm, got pulled over, and talked to the officer, whatever. Thought that we, typical match the script. 4 of us matched the description of 2 people. Yeah, yada yada yada. So the next day, I'm eating breakfast. It's family friend's house. It's like my dad's best friend growing up. So their son was in the car and like, Mom, you should have just saw it. Trent, was talking proper, talking white and all this other stuff. And she was like, well, what do you want him to say? Like he needs to talk you to be able to get you out of that situation. And it's like you said, like, why do we have to talk like that to get us out of that situation?
Yeah, because automatically if we're seen as like the stereotypical person, it's just we're treated lesser.
Right.
And it's sad that follows us through life with everything that we possibly do.
Yeah.
So definitely, I hope that we can reach a point where it's like we don't have to worry about code switching at work and just being in an environment. I've never worked in an environment with other beautiful people. I've been mainly around wonderful people.
Right.
So but I'm the type of person I can pick out, even though we don't look the same, I can pick out character traits, that can relate us. But I know when you work with other beautiful people, it feels like home. It feels like family.
It does. You get comfortable. That's how I felt when I was at, a couple of my call centers. Like, once I saw someone, like, I know your struggle, mine. Like, we can talk, or we can say something. We can have a complete conversation with each other, and no one else would know what we're talking about. But it's like, kind of like, making sure the other one, you're fine, you're surviving, you're doing this. It was just.
So I brought up the movie, Sorry to Bother You. In the movie, if you've never seen Sorry to Bother You, in the movie, Lakeith Stanfield, basically, he gets his first call center job, and it's sales. It's a sales position. And when he first gets a job, it's like he sucks. He's not closing any sales. Like, he's just really not, he's not excelling. And then, with sales, if you're not making any money, you risk losing your job. So Danny Glover's character in the movie is sitting right next to him. He's an older black guy.
Right.
So he was just like, let me school you, young blood.
The older black ones that you work with, they always put you on game.
Definitely, right? So to translate, let me school you, young blood, means like, let me teach you how this works.
Right.
And in the movie, that's exactly how it said, let me school you, young blood. In order to excel, you're going to have to use your white voice. So it's like, your white voice? Yeah. So once he was able to switch over and use his white voice, he started closing deals, like sales left and right, like the company was booming.
Right.
And he even, promoted up to an upper echelon call center, was just doing bigger sales. All because he code switched. He was able to relate to these people that he was selling to.
Wow, funny that the movie depicted that, because there was actually a study done in 1999 by a linguist named John Bow. He was a black man, and he decided he wanted to test the severity of such discrimination. So what he did was he called landlords across the California area to inquire about housing opportunities. So he wanted to do a African American vernacular English, a Chicano English, which would be Mexican, and also Standard American. And calling Palto alto and all this other stuff, he found that he was getting, requests back up to about 50% when he spoke in a standard English accent, American English accent.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and there's people, they heard something they were familiar with, and that's what they wanted to gravitate towards.
Makes sense. I don't know. It's just, It's disappointing.
It is. It's disappointing. It's exhausting. Like,
On top of that, but I'm a person, I like to practice duality.
right.
As I've said, as you've seen in the past couple of episodes now, that we've switched from, talking about vulnerabilities, breaches all
Right.
the time. Like, I can truly talk the way I want to talk, say how I want to say instead of trying to be proper. But I'm all for practicing duality. Understand that, yes, I'm going to listen to this ratchet music. I'm going to talk the way I talk, but do not, just put some respect on it. I'm still educated. I'm still intelligent.
Exactly.
I just have these two sides to me that I would like you to respect.
That kind of reminded me of you watch Insecure?
Yeah.
So do you remember back season 1 when Molly's working at the law firm and she finally gets another beautiful person in there working with her, and the girl's just loud, she's laughing, and she has to pull her to the side and be like, yo, this is how it works around here. You have to basically assimilate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just wow, they, you don't see how
that
much...
was the perfect example, because it was just that girl was just being her, doing her thing. And, I don't know. I feel like I won't really be able to leave code switching in the work environment unless I truly work for myself. Right. Even if I work with other beautiful people in a corporate environment, it's not the same. Honestly, it's not the same, because there's still some level. Your code switching was here, y'all probably brought it down to here.
Right.
But yeah, I would just want to reach a point where I don't have to worry about that anymore. But that most likely won't be until entrepreneurship or something.
I see it. But yeah, I mean, I think Dave Chappelle said it best. Every Black American is bilingual. All of us speak street vernacular and job interview.
Oh my God, the job interview. That one, I think we've all done that one. So tell me why you want this job.
Back of your mind.
I need a job. Is y'all hiring? You said that y'all was hiring.
Are y'all hiring?
I believe this would be a wonderful opportunity, and X, Y, and Z. But in all honesty, it's just, I don't know. Your delivery is everything, right? So
it's not about what you say; it's how you say it.
True, but when I say I don't want no jits,
no, you definitely
versus I don't want any jits. Does that really change?
I think a little bit. It kind of.
It's just I'm not really interested in kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. We want to be relatable. We want to be liked, but it comes at the cost of who you truly are.
Yeah, and we not want to threaten feel like our intelligence are being threatened about it. So
I think that's really what the major thing is, our intelligence.
Yes.
When you're, like I said before, when you speak proper, it's associated with, proper education, a different life, you kind of seem as you that person.
Right.
I don't like it, but this is kind of the world that we live in.
Yeah.
So definitely let us know, how do you deal with code switching?
Any experiences you had?
And do you do it? Do you notice that you do it?
Have we helped you notice you do it now? So
yeah, that's why it's I gotta give that disclaimer. It's even with my Twitter account, I really want to say things the way I say it, but then I have to be mindful. I let people know, if you might get something ratchet, you might get something security. It all depends how I'm feeling at the time of day. If you catch me there 5,
while you riding out listening to Megan Thee Stallion,
pretty much.
Hey, that's fine.
I'm listening to Megan Thee Stallion as I study for the security certification.
That reminds me of this meme from the father from Rick and Morty. He's sitting in his car, driving to work, and said, "Me driving to my 9 to 5, bumping trap music, talking about shooting, killing, and selling drugs."
Yes, that is exactly me. Exactly me every morning. But yeah, definitely, be you. But code switching is tough.
Yeah.
And then it goes into a whole nother line of we code switch because lack of diversity, and
that'd be another
topic for another episode. But let us know your experience with code switching.
Any church announcements?
No. And then be great. Continue to be great.
Always.
But that's pretty much about it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm Jay.
I'm T.
And that's it.